This video is brought to you by Trapline Transport, serving BC to Quebec, Canada, with regional and long-haul Super B flat deck freight. With Trapline's experienced team, you can expect fast, efficient, and honest service. Our team will transport your valuable products across Western Canada with the skill and experience you can expect and count on. At Trapline, we are committed to you, our customer, building loyalty and long-term partnerships. We want you to be satisfied with our work, which is why we provide open communication channels where we will update you through each process from arranging a shipment to delivery at your door. Trapline understands that providing exceptional customer service is critical to building strong, long-lasting relationships with our customers. Let's head over to traplinetransport.ca and get a free quote right now. Good morning. Well, it's afternoon. It is afternoon, and we are here at Inter 4, just loaded. The front trailer is close to max weight. Bridge is close to max weight. Pup is pretty light on the back end, but we could have moved one of those back here, but I always like more weight on the drives. I like to carry the weight, not pull the weight, if that makes any sense. But yeah, got our Inter 4 load here. She's a beaut. Got some problems. We've got some problems. My oil temperature is overheating. It's like, we had a super heavy load going up and over the passes, and it was 35 degrees Celsius. It's 38 right now. Maybe because it's a heavy load and it's so hot out. But then today morning, I just went over Paulson empty, and it was 19 degrees Celsius outside, and my oil is overheating. So, engine oil overheating. This is gonna be an interesting drive back to the shop. So my Monday starts with going back to the shop. right, let's roll out. So we're on the south eastern corner of Grand Forks here. Just gonna get over to Highway 3. And keep an eye on the gauges.
Turn left at the stop sign.
It says 38 degrees Celsius outside. It is hot. Our oil temp is at 210 right now, and that's just sitting here for 2 hours. All right, finally clear. Took a few minutes. AC maxed out. Didn't have it on in the back. We'll turn it on in the back as well. Because it is hot, 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 hot. Sure glad I don't have to tarp any of this in this heat. Crossing over Granby River. Fairly narrow bridge. Always got to worry about that one when I'm oversized. And yes, I did measure the top of the load.
For 500 bucks for a new windshield.
Yeah, my height, I measured it with the camera. I am 4.12 meters tall. Pretty close to maximum height. 3 centimeters left. About an inch. Grand Forks is beautiful. I always love driving through here because of all the trees. It's such a green town.
See you, Mike? Yeah, you got your running this afternoon. Come on over. Okay. Right over top of Bruce's tracks work, so. Thank you.
Temperatures at 115 or 215 Fahrenheit. Just by driving that little bit, we gain 5 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm definitely going to get derated climbing. That's just going to be a thing. The truck probably coming into Interfor to load.
Drove it for 5 years and put it in his garage and just pulled it out a little while ago and put it up for sale. Really? You want it 10-9? The pictures of it, the side of the car looks like brand new. So I said, then he had a video of it running and I said,
Seems every day I have truckers recognize me, flash their lights at me just to say hi. I've been finding it very confusing until I see it in the comments. I'm like, the video I was shooting that day and someone was flashing me during the video, I'm like, oh, they're just saying hi. It's like, that was me flashing the truck lights when you drove by. I'm like, oh, I'm starting to understand why you guys are all flashing me. It's just saying hi. Temperature at 230. Fahrenheit is the red line. I'm really trying to think of places to pull over and let the truck cool off a little bit on the climb. 240 and I haven't even started climbing. Son of a gun. Okay, we're gonna go to manual, just downshift. Gonna be running in a gear too high. I'm just gonna take it slow. Keep downshifting. It's like I want the RPM to stay up high. High RPM, move more air over the rad. Down to fourth gear direct. I'll just stay in that gear. Keep it on lower gear like that. 245 Fahrenheit. One lower gear. Third over. It's half a gear lower. I put my bag of chips away. Snacking on them after lunch. Yeah, third over. Like three gears lower than I need to be. See if that helps keep the temperature down. I'm actually helping, but excuse me. Bonus coughs and sneezes and blowing on my nose. Those are all just bonus content for you guys. My thinking is high RPM, quite a bit lower gear than I need to be, keeps the air moving, makes the engine work less, or is a high RPM making the oil hotter? No, it shouldn't be, because it's working less. Engine's doing a lot less work. Just scratching up to 250 Fahrenheit now. Slow climb, that's for sure. But I figured rather a slow one than dynamiting the engine. Let's not dynamite the engine. Yeah, I first noticed it yesterday. I'm like, hey, there's a gauge on the dashboard coming on. I'm like, check engine light. I'm like, all my gauges are fine. Oil pressure's good, my volts are good, my water temperature's good. So everything seems fine, and I remembered, wait, on my radio on the screen I can load extra gauges. Loaded those gauges, and there's an oil temp gauge in the red. I'm like, oh no! Instead of seeing the radio, what's on the radio or what's playing, you change it to gauges, extra 6 gauges. Digital gauges. now for temperature. Kind of sitting there at 250. A little over 250, 252, 253 in that range. At 260, I pull over, stop the truck. I think that's going to be my line. It's like no more than that. Any more than that, I'm just not willing to drive it anymore. Glad the pump's not super heavy. Yeah, we're just gonna pass on double solid. I mean, I am slow. And they were doing it safely. So I'm not gonna complain too much. Other than the fact as soon as you get around this corner, you'd be safe to pass. It's kind of holding out there, 252, 253. It bounced up to 255 for a little bit, but then came down again. We're down to 250 now. It's a little less steep here. I think the high RPM low gear is working. Below 250 now, we're at like 245. Passing, why not? It's safe. Just to try them, you're a lot lighter than me. No good oncoming traffic, go for it. Same thing on Anarchist, we'll be okay. It's definitely keeping the temperatures lower now that I'm manually keeping us way slower than I need to be. We're doing 25 kilometers an hour here. We could easily do 40, 45, maybe even more with this load. Down to 240, I think I'm going to risk upshifting one gear. Temperature all of a sudden spikes up again, I'll downshift. So now we're in fourth direct again. And that's 29 kilometers an hour, 9 kilometers faster. Am I catching up to an RV? I'm not sure. Did the RV just pull out or am I catching up to an RV? Maybe they just pulled out onto the road. Around 245 right now. shift over. So gear 4.5. Now we're doing 35 kilometers an hour. Temperature staying at 245. Getting a little bit cooler here as we climb too. It's 35 degrees Celsius here, so it's a little cooler higher elevation. Next gear up would be 11th or 5th gear. Fifth gear direct. Doing 42 kilometers an hour now. Temperature's gone up a little bit. 247. Out there for now. The further we get up Behold, the less steep it is, and that's why and it gets a little cooler. Excuse me. It's a little cooler the higher you go. So I think less steep and cooler, I can drive a little quicker. Word of advice, if you guys are ever driving on the road and your engine's overheating, pull over. Do not turn the engine off unless you are actively spewing coolant out of a blown hose. If it's just the overflow, don't turn the engine off. Just park over the side of the road and let it idle. Keep the water circulating. As long as the water's circulating, it's going to cool off a lot faster. If you turn it off, you could seize up that engine, because all the water that's in the engine is going to get way, 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 way hotter than if you were circulating it. So overheating and not blowing it. You didn't blow a coolant hose or a radiator or something like that. Excuse me, man. Keep it idling. Back up to 250 Fahrenheit. Keeps going up, I'll downshift. Nice thing about this climb is there's so many passing zones. Never stuck behind me for a long time. No need to do anything dumb. At 250. doesn't go up, we'll keep doing this. The RV in front of us is, it gets a lot flatter, so I'm just going to stay in this gear for now. We're in 5th direct. Water temperature's at 210. Water temperature's nice and cool. I mean, not cool, but running quite normal. Temperature's not going up any higher, it's kind of just sitting there. Oh, it's starting to come down a bit. Back down to 250. I have no idea what would cause that hot oil temperatures. I don't know if the oil radiator is clogged up. At 250 right now. But this right here, we're pretty much at the top. It gets flat after this. I will let the automatic take over. spinning up there at 250, but a little over 250. Below 250 now. I think we're good now until the next climb. We're still slightly going uphill here. But that's about to end. The summit is after this next S curve. Little climb did spike it back up to 255. This is the summit right here. Not a very big summit. 1,028 meters high. All downhill from here, all the way to Greenwood anyway. amount of trucks that pull into the right lane here, that they're not from around here, they think there's a passing lane. It's not. It's definitely not. Gravel truck going into a farmyard. I wonder if the farmer has ordered some gravel. Some bug splats. Come on, wash off of there. I noticed the store, I went and bought some more washer fluid and they've already switched to winter. It's like, but there's still bugs out. I want more bug wash. Blue stuff's useless against bugs. Just have to buy some dish soap and add it in with the blue stuff. We're at 230 Fahrenheit now. Darn right chilly compared to what we were running. Coming into Greenwood. Canada's smallest city. Oversized load. Like how oversized? It's pretty oversized. I'll go onto the shoulder. Lots of sheep over here. Looks like they've all been shearing not too long ago, so they're probably not super hot. I'd assume you want to keep their wool fairly short in the summer. right around 220 now. Since we're down the bottom of the hill now, that's the coolest we're going to get to see it. It's just going to go back up from there. Which is even driving on the flat. It's going to stay warmer than that. Used to be two tunnels here, one for eastbound, one for westbound, before they cut it up and put the new highway through. Used to be a train crossing. Used to go to the smelter here in Greenwood. Welcome to downtown Greenwood. The downtown section is actually pretty cool. Those new restrooms there are open. Just pit toilets, but it looks like they might be open. See the smokestack sticking out ahead of us here, kind of on the right hand side where the smelter used to be. Looks like the Popo had a customer there giving out some souvenirs. People have a hard time doing 50 through this town. In fact, I think the speed limit should be 30 downtown. Just like a bunch of downtowns should be 30 kilometers an hour. Creston, Osuyus, Oliver. Iceland trail. This little tiny hill here jumped us up back to 230. Only got one more big pass to do, and that's Anarchist. It's quite a bit bigger than this one was, so I'm definitely gonna have to stay slow all the way up that one. Quite beautiful and green here compared to the Okanagan. Kind of like how green everything is. All that recent rain is really helping. I'm kind of glad we got a bunch of rain here in August, because it has really reduced our forest fires. It takes a lot longer going over a pass when you're that slow going up. You got to add half an hour longer than normal, but that's okay. Wouldn't want to do it on a normal basis, but just to limp it back to the shop, that's okay. Always like the little rock sculptures beside the road over here. Whoever's been hiking the KVR, the old railroad bed, you see them up on all these cliffs. You see these arches, or rock arches built. Coming into Midway next, after a couple of corners here. doing all these corners. I imagine it'd be a lot of fun on a motorcycle. I currently do not own a motorcycle. I know, it's weird. Decided to go full in on the RV, and it's like the motorcycle literally cost me over $1,000 a year just to keep it insured. Welcome to Midway. Another town you shouldn't speed through. You could speed through it about 90% of the time and never have any worries. But 10% of the time there's a cop sitting right around the corner, or sitting at the museum, or sitting behind the fuel station or the card lock. Today he was sitting in Greenwood with a customer, so I doubt there'll be one over here. But you never know, there might be a bunch of them working it, and sometimes they do that. Just not worth it. Don't speed in towns. Should we fuel up? No, we're going home. If I was still going to Kamloops, I would consider fueling up here. But we're headed home. Let's get to the shop. I can fuel up in Oliver. Yeah, temperature's kind of sticking around the 230 Fahrenheit, so we're doing good. Here, and some of those trees are already yellow, showing some fall colors. A little bit of climbing here, and our temperature is at 237-ish. Lights are off. was complaining about other provinces have scales with flashing lights when the scales are open. I guess this scale has flashing lights too. Never really thought about it. The scale's rarely open. If you look on Trucker Path at the app to see when the scale's open, you see it's open every now and then on there, but I've run into the scale open once in the last 8 years. Once the scale's been open when I came through. Now there's some cows in the river down there. It's Kettle River we've been following ever since we loaded. The very first river we crossed leaving the mill was the Kettle River, not the trestle bridge that we crossed, but just leaving the mill. That was the Kettle River, and we've been following that river ever since. We're about to cross it back over to the other side. Drier here. I was just saying how green it is. It's pretty golden here. Greenwood, Grand Forks, nice and green. Midway, Rock Creek, bone dry. Sure what happened there. The two motorcyclists there, it looks like maybe one broke down and they're both going to get on and have a ride with the other one. I'm not sure, but it's bone dry unless they're irrigating. Hey, it's illegal to have he is flashing. He does have his oversized lights flashing. Oh yeah, okay, there's the other half of that house that we saw earlier. But yeah, I was saying it's bone dry here unless your farmers are irrigating, and then the fields are nice, luscious green. Gotta irrigate to get the green. We're sitting at 240 Fahrenheit. As I get into Rock Creek here, I will just let the automatic go to the gear it wants for in town. As I leave town, I'm going to go manual and just leave it in that gear, and I might have to downshift a few more gears to keep it cool, because this is going to be a long climb. I won't take you guys with this climb. because our video cameras batteries are gonna be dying here pretty quick. So we'll go through Rock Creek, start our climb, and then call it a day. But I'll climb this whole pass. It's gonna take me a long time to climb this pass. It's quite a bit higher up than Ehold was. So a long, slow climb up Anarchist, but then we should be good for temperature after that. There's the climb out of OK Falls. Watching that car, I'm like, okay, how much room are you going to be giving us? Yeah, we'll be okay. We'll make it. I think we'll make it. Unless something new goes wrong, I think we'll make it. Degrees Celsius here, the outside temperature, so it's a little cooler than Grand Forks was. But unfortunately with Anarchist, unlike Ehold, it's going to be a steep 8% grade all the way to the top. We get some little breaks in between, but it's a steep climb all the way up. Welcome to Rock Creek. This gas station right here on the east end of town has an awesome little bakery in there. Highly recommend the bakery here at this Syntex. Used to be a Petro Canada. Great little bakery. Alright, actually downshifted a full gear. I'm probably going to downshift more here. to 5th gear. I'm gonna go to 4.5. Keep it here at 4.5, 4 over. See what happens with the temperature. It's going up. Let's go to 4. Gear direct. To 245 Fahrenheit. It's a beautiful little climb though. Anarchist both ends is beautiful. I'm going to keep it here at 4th direct. Just watch the temperature. If it goes warmer, I'll go 1 gear lower. If it starts cooling off, I'll upshift. But just keep it here. Yeah, we're at 250 Fahrenheit now. Okay, let's get a lower gear. Third and 3.5. Third over. Make this hairpin turn here, and then we'll call it a day. Hope you guys enjoyed this. It's definitely different for me. $252. I would upshift for this corner. I'm just going to stay in 3rd over. Take the corner nice and slow. High RPM. Give the oil a chance to cool off a little bit. See the Kittle River down there. Motorcycles are passing me in a blind corner on a double solid. They may be all communicating with each other. If they are, they know there's no oncoming traffic. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. That did bring the temperature down a little bit, so we'll just stay in this gear and see how it goes. I will catch you guys on the next one. If the next video is just a extra that we've shot in the past, you know that the truck's been in the shop for a few days. If the next video we're back on the road and everything's fixed, you'll know. We'll talk about it. But I did shoot an extra video last week, so we do have an extra video. We used them all up for vacation, so not all. We had one extra left, but so we do have enough videos for this week. Not enough for a bonus video, but we have enough videos for the rest of this week if this takes longer to repair than expected. Hopefully it's just a half a day deal type of thing. But yeah, we're down to 250 Fahrenheit again, so it is dropping a little bit. I'll just stay in this gear. Stay in this gear all the way up. It's going to be a long, slow climb. But yeah, catch you guys on the next one. I'll let you know how it went. If I didn't tell you on the next one how it went, that means it didn't go well. So I'm out of here. You guys absolutely rock.